Good evening and welcome to our report. Tonight, we delve into the depths of memory, exploring the phenomenon of collective memory and memory booms. Our focus, the unforgettable tragedy of the Titanic. Over a century ago, the Titanic embarked on her maiden voyage, a voyage that would end in one of the most notorious disasters in history. But why does this event continue to captivate our collective consciousness? Stay tuned as we explore the Titanic as a site of collective memory. Pierre Nora describes a site of memory as any significant entity, whether material or non-material in nature, which by dint of human will or the work of time has become a symbolic element of the memorial heritage of any community. Tonight, we will uncover how and why certain elements of the past are remembered, contested, or forgotten. The Titanic serves as a site of memory with first-hand accounts, physical remains, museums, and numerous retellings in film and media. It is important to understand how huge the event was at the time. Built in Belfast, the Titanic was not only the biggest ocean liner in the world, but it was also famous as the largest man-made object in history. Marketed as the Unsinkable ship, the maiden voyage of the Titanic gathered lots of traction. Tickets were highly sought out and desirable among the masses. The sinking of the Titanic marked the death of 1,522 lives, cementing its voyage as one of the most well-known tragedies in history. Its memory is not just about the sinking itself, but also the stories of heroism, tragedy, and survival that emerged from that fateful night. Ongoing research into the event continues to shape our collective memory. Expeditions to the wreckage continually take place, bringing forward new discoveries of remains and further insight. With these, new memorials are created in the remembrance of the victims of the tragedy. Globally, there are numerous practices that commemorate the memory of the Titanic in the years following the tragedy. A notable example takes place annually at a memorial in Belfast to remember the Irish victims on board. From exhibitions to museums to commemorative events, the Titanic continues to leave its mark on popular culture. Throughout the years, we continually see the memory of the Titanic reappear in modern discourse. We call this a memory boom, which is the development of academic and societal interest in the importance of memory. The memory of the Titanic has been perpetuated through various mediums, such as books, films, and documentaries. These retellings not only keep the memory alive, but also shape how we remember the event. Possibly the most notable memory boom occurred in the late 90s with the legendary retelling of the disaster. In a sea of countless successful psychological thrillers, action, and crime films, Titanic, a romantic tale, was expected to flop. The film went on to be the biggest box office success of its time. The success of the film undoubtedly can be attributed to the prevalence of the Titanic in our collective memory, and the spectacle of the symbols surrounding it. The phenomena surrounding the memory of the Titanic proves to be everlasting. It was only in this last year we've seen a resurgence of interest, sparked by the disaster of the implosion of OceanGate's Titan, taking 5 lives. The Titan was a submersible vessel which carried out tours of the wreckage of the Titanic. The implosion of the Titan has contributed to reshaping the collective memory of the Titanic. First, it has increased interest in the wreckage of the Titanic, as well as the continuing efforts of research. Additionally, the implosion serves as a reminder of the importance of conserving the memories of those on board the 1912 voyage, as well as the recent horror itself. The implosion sadly mirrors the sinking of the Titanic, as 2 tragedies occurring in the negligence of health and safety consideration. It is believed that the vast majority of deaths in the sinking of the Titanic could have been avoided if it weren't for the lack of lifeboats on board. OceanGate and the creation of Titan have also been said to avoid several safety precautions. Was history doomed to repeat itself? When a site of memory is born from disaster, our collective memory is shaped by emotion. It is essential to remember that memory is a dynamic and subjective phenomenon. As we reflect on the memory of the Titanic, let us also consider how our understanding of the past is shaped by the stories we tell, the ways in which we choose to remember, and the facts we might often forget. Thank you for joining us for this special report. I'm Quinn Beasley, and remember, the past may be behind us, but its memory continues to shape our present and future.